man Jason Money O'Toole.
We got dualies out on the field as well. I always love pointing that one out in the hands of Simple. We'll see. They've been a bit slow to get started at this event. You've been happy to point that one out every time I get excited.
Yep.
Hopefully here Simple can turn the fortunes of the dualies around. All 5 players from Complexity outside of the B bomb say, well, the desk wanted them to keep it simple. Doesn't get much more simple than all 5 players just chilling on a box for the moment.
Keep it simple. Simple.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's about to ruin some dreams. Perfecto. Couple little warning shots down. Simple's already pushing down lane. Oh, the bomb is isolated. If he gets that kill, it's everything. Junior down to 21 HP. He's going to get slowed. Now he's got a battle. There it is. Just one kill. JT does trade him off.
If he had a regular pistol on that flank, he would have got the bomb and everything would have been fine. But had to go to the dualies, didn't he, Jason?
He did.
Electronic gets FaNg down, and without rearing the ugly head of any further FaNgs, it's Perfecto that gets Grim inside of the site instead as JT. They said this guy popped off. Last time, he didn't ace this pistol round. It was the win condition against the map on Ego, or against the, for the win against, you know what I mean. As it's going to be a defuse for NaVi to start this off.
Yeah, Will, nice little flank from Electronic. That was a bit rough. I'm even fortunate to get JT crossing, or excuse me, Junior crossing with the bomb early on. Nice simple pistol round for NaVi. Couple kills on the entrance and just playing the post plant. Not too shabby. However, extra 800 bucks going to help Complexity out with whatever they choose to do here. It's going to be a buy. AK-47 on Floppy, Galil on Grim and FaNg. Let's put this Complexity team into a little bit of context here, because I know there's a lot of excitement around what this team can actually provide. This is kind of the next crop of North American players starting. They've all had some chances to a certain degree. Floppy, Junior obviously with Furia, Grim with Liquid. They've had some chances to play at the Tier 1 level with the Tier 1 teams, and now they got to kind of come back and build these kind of young players up and see if they can get this squad of the next generation to be effective on the global scale. It's yet to happen so far, but there's some players on this team with a lot of promise. I mean, still some critical flaws in certain players, but at the moment, still trying to kind of build up that experience to be able to help North America get back on track.
Junior, JT, head trick. Paul has gotten in my head with that trick, because is it a mind game now, or is it just that he gets headshots? I thought it was just that he gets headshots.
Okay. We'll have to ask him. That's an important question. We need some investigative journalism.
See, if he was really playing head tricks, he wouldn't answer.
Yeah, true. Well, slow and measured for Complexity, running out of utility as well. One smoke, one flashbang. They haven't found anything. No contact across the map at all as well. Default for NaVi, 2 at A, 1 in Donut. Simple was in mid, sees nothing, 39 seconds on the clock, and he rotates over to the B bomb site. Contact is made, so Simple's going to stick around after considering to fall back, and here comes Complexity.
Trick down though. FaNg and Grim finding entries. Perfecto falls. Simple as well. Floppy with a lovely shot on the AK. And just like that, the site all owned by Cole. NaVi's going to have nothing to do with the rest of this round. An AUG for Electronic and the MP9 for Bit. They will try and save. 1-1. Good response.
Yeah.
Complexity.
Really nice response. Just kind of a group walk. Just a little bit of a contact. As we highlighted, light on utility. And NaVi, I mean, equally in the second round because of the plant, NaVi as well didn't really have the weaponry and the utility to challenge for a whole lot of space and map control, so that one's a bit rough. Good entrance from the Galil, good kill from FaNg. They talked about on the desk, JT having that great game that you mentioned as well. Not generally a win condition, which is obviously entirely accurate. The 3 guys you kind of expect to be leading the way in terms of firepower, Floppy, Grim, and FaNg, in my mind, is moving into that position as well. Junior's op can obviously have a big impact.
Junior. Yeah, it's interesting to say the next crop of North Americans, right? Because we kind of had the floor fall out from under us on that side of the water with COVID and the pandemic, and
it wasn't exactly peachy before that either.
No, well, I mean, look, you're going back a ways, but 2019 was when Liquid won the Grand Slam, and 2020 was the start of that. So, sure, things were already showing worrying signs within that Liquid lineup. Yes. EG won a single event in New York, but
I meant the next crop.
Yeah, the next crop wasn't exactly. But now, when you lose the top and there's no crop coming through, it's very difficult to make way to the European scene, and that's what these guys are trying to do. So respect for that. Simple will take down JT, and as you'd expect, even though they don't have weapons, NaVi able to fight back as always and make a round out of nothing as they try and return the favor of the forced buy and head trick on the Deagles. The Deagles, imagine it was dually Deagles. That would be deadly, Jason. Then I would agree with you.
That'd be fun. I'm down for that too. I think all pistols should be dualies. Ooh, Simple's gonna back away. What if dualies was just like an upgrade? You buy a Deagle and you pay like an extra $400.
They have that. It's in a game called Call of Duty, and it's a perk. And you should just forget that thought altogether and move on.
Oh, just like the chaos. Spam coming through. Head trick brought down to 30 HP. They would have loved to have had that equalizing kill. No map control really for Complexity. Just towards cave, towards lane. But mid is wide open. No presence over at the A bomb site. 40 seconds on the clock. Utility being spent, and it looks like NaVi want to get aggressive. Oh, that's the bomb. That's the bomb again on Junior. And once again, he's all alone and isolated, and he's going to get caught. That's the round for the most part, potentially. There's still time to recover it, but it's going to be so difficult. Bit here, you're going to see Perfecto pounce on contact, surely.
Simple. Not able to do much more. I say that just get the one kill. It's Perfecto that gets floppy afterwards. And just like that, NaVi respond. Get an AK for their trouble. Like a little as well as Perfecto will hold on to that weapon. And we find ourselves already at a 2-1 scoreline. And the momentum, therefore, back with the NaVi team. Interesting to think that this could be Headtrick's last day playing within the roster if what they say on the desk is true, that we expect Boomich maybe as early as tomorrow.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Unfortunate for him, but he's obviously helped them get out to a good start here and help carry some of the weight while Boomich is recovering. Little taste of Tier 1. Complexity again quiet early on, not challenging for a whole lot early, and you can see NaVi holding on to some smokes. 3 smokes not deployed, just waiting to see what's going to be coming before they choose where to place those and when to place those. JT and Floppy marching towards the B bomb site. Set piece in middle to take control. Headtrick's going to back away. Smoke onto the Molotov as well, deny access to cave. Grim is brought down very low, 18 HP, but still nobody from NaVi has had to get any kind of a real fight quite yet.
Headtrick still holding on the inside of that cave position. Perfecto trying to bait them in and give them some support. Needs to be decisive as to where to deploy the smoke. In doing so, smokes from this tease, in turn, well placed. The lane cut off. Perfecto's in the open. This is an awkward spot for him to be in, but he's going to use the pillar to perfection to try and dodge himself out of this situation. Manages to get 2 for it, and JT finally puts him down, but what a job done. To give the site a chance, JT catches Electronic working through. That might turn the round entirely, but as he gets aggressive, he runs into Simple, and we sit back to a 2-on-2. Bomb is planted for Complexity. There is no kits in play, and Simple's gone, and the round as well. Junior, a lovely shot on the bit.
Back and forth we go. This is going to be real tough now for NaVi. They have a decision to make, because this time they don't get to save any weapons to buy up a round. Everyone's sitting right around 2K. Headtrick down at 1,400. It would just be pistols for the NaVi side if they choose to force up. And as we always mention, the economic tug-of-war early on in these games always favors the T side. Nicely done from Perfecto, especially using that pillar to isolate. He knows there's a timing at some point they're going to be coming through. And this is great from JT, just finds Electronic around the smoke. Big cheer from FaNg, 2-2. We're tied up, and NaVi's forced to take an early timeout. Interesting. So early on, some good entries provided. JT not a win condition. He's top of the scoreboard here early on in the first 4 rounds. 6-3 for him. Floppy's at 3-2. Early going for NaVi is Perfecto 5-2 and Simple 4-3. Tell you what, it might not be a win condition, but I mean, the benefit of being not being a win condition is when you do pop off, or when you do have a great game, and when you do have an upswing in your average performance, it makes things so much easier for your teammates as well. Okay, so NaVi does buy up into this one out of the timeout. SMG on Electronic, all pistols otherwise. Complexity's had a huge focus towards the B bomb site, and NaVi has just read the hell out of this call. Complexity tries to swing to the other side of the map. They might have what they want. Boost it up. JT gets lured into it. Smoke goes down and no access. And this is about the point in the round, if you're Complexity, where you feel a little silly and you feel a little lost and you feel like something's going wrong.
And then you wonder when your dad's coming back with that ice cream, even though it's been 15 years.
That got dark. What kind of ice cream?
Neapolitan.
Yeah.
It's chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. You can't go wrong, Jason.
Chocolate ice cream is the most overrated of all ice cream.
Yeah, agreed. Vanilla's the best.
Yeah. 2-2.
Are you a moon mist or a chocolate chip cookie dough kind of guy?
Cookie dough.
Like cotton candy bubblegum or like...
I do enjoy bubblegum.
Bubblegum's okay, yeah. I like the cookies and cream, the chocolate chip cookie dough, the... what's the brownies and fudge or whatever. I prefer those ones, but it's weird because I like vanilla. Anyway, carry on. Back to the game now, shall we, Jason?
Yeah, smokes all over the B bomb site. Molotov doesn't go deep enough. It gets extinguished immediately. Some counter utility out from the defensive side of things, but Floppy is going to get a nice default plant. NaVi's going to come for this, obviously, with the one-man advantage. No kits, though. And just a couple of flashbangs being used right now. It's all they've got. It's all a brawl from here for NaVi. There goes Floppy. 5-on-3 now. Junior and Grim a little bit dinged up. Grim especially. FaNg has got to hold the line. He can get one. That's it. Junior and Grim need to work together, and it needs to be absolutely perfect, and that's not it. That's not the way they wanted it to go. So the seesaw continues in these first 5 rounds. No team able to get consecutive rounds on the board.
Yeah, that's actually kind of insane that we're this back and forth on a map like Ancient this early on. It's so much possibility for utility to be used. I will say I'm impressed so far with Complexity's ability to cut off the lanes and have a good timing on their execution on A. Perfecto did well last round to try and keep that alive, but was completely isolated, as we saw. So this time, just strength in numbers. Let's just all get together and play Red Rover.
Yeah, they
run into the site.
The unfortunate thing was FaNg was in such a crucial position, but he had nobody to really take any attention away or to fight with him. Grim being so low, didn't want to be aggressive. Junior tucked into the corner. 1-round lead for NaVi. Early Molotovs chucked out as well. Mid control for NaVi. All 5 players from Complexity again lining up towards this B bomb site. And NaVi's going to be comfortable just having Perfecto back off and play retake once again. They've got plenty of utility, much more this time. They've got 2 Molotovs, HE, plenty of flashbangs, couple smokes. So NaVi can execute this in whichever way they'd like.
Incendiary far side. Perfecto's going to try and use that to get closer, knowing that they can't push through. And as he gets there, a flash from Bit arrives to make FaNg completely blind, and they completely annihilate the secondary lane. Around they go, and into the site. We finally get back-to-back rounds. NaVi going to go 4-2, and an excellent start.
Yeah, Complexity's got to be careful. It's great they've been getting into these bomb sites and getting these bombs planted, but without any kind of map control, they haven't really been able to establish a default with presence towards, watch and A push, any kind of players taking mid and everything like that. But, if that continues, NaVi's going to love it. You could already see this round, NaVi's defense pushing up down middle, and having complete comfort, knowing nobody's really aggressing upon them. Allows for a very quick flank on top of everything. So, back down to Deagles we go for Complexity.
The Dirty Deegs. Yeah, no, absolutely. NaVi should be able to stretch their legs a little bit now. The 4 AK-47s brought over. Perfecto with the silenced M4. And he's going to get flashed in. Doesn't go all the way around the box, though. They are there. Head tricks on the other side. Neither of them committing to the peak, but finally they'll go together. They just needed a secondary flash from Bit to make sure that they still were blind. And now Bit, speaking of, will go back over and find Grim. So he threw that from the bottom side of Donut, rotated back into the A site. Oh, FaNg is the only one there, but yeah, bomb is down, as you were about to point out, Jason, way over toward B.
Yeah, and I mean, they're locked out of access. It's going to find FaNg with ease. It's just Junior left alone. Electronic surely has an idea he's coming for this. Junior spots an elbow. Electronic spotted him in return. So 5-2. It's going to be a 3-round lead early for NaVi, only losing Simple in the round. And NaVi's tired of waiting. Tired of waiting for Junior to come to them. They hunt it down. AK is going to be picked up again for Complexity as they get back into the rifle rounds.
There it was from Perfecto. Neither of them were fully committing to the peak, but they were playing it safely and smartly to make sure flashes came over. Back to guns again, this time for Liquid. The AWP finally out for Simple. We haven't seen a lot of it this game, have we? Because the money hasn't really been established. NaVi's done well to avoid what could have been disastrously poor start given that, but now they have a 5-2 lead, and Head Trick takes the head clean off Junior before JT defends JR. Justin Timberlake, baby, let's go.
Quiet again on the map in the even 4-on-4 situation. Everyone just held off by smokes. Simple again, finding a way to rotate over towards the B bombs. There's been a lot of emphasis on this part of the map. Obviously, complete faith in Bit to just hold on to Donut. Bomb's gonna fall back, 1 minute and 10 seconds, and NaVi, they're just gonna push forward, see what they can find. They're gonna see it's clear. And Simple surely will start falling back at some point. JT has a lot of work on his hands coming up. Electronic and Perfecto. He needs both of these. He's not going to get one. Good shot from Electronic. Good patient peek. And that is kind of the go signal for these players over at the A bomb site. Bit does not have to commit to any fight. He can just harass. Maybe get one as they come in, but he's going to be smoked off. So watch his flank while his teammates rotate over. And a 4-on-3 post-plant position coming in.
Simple, unable to hit the first. Complexity responding, the man advantage, but Perfecto not done yet. Is gonna turn back. Oh my goodness, Grim gets taken down, and a round like that would make me floppy as well because they were so close, and yet Perfecto just completely shut them out.
Yeah, he really did. He ruined everything. That was actually great. Catching Navi's rotation completely off guard, pushing all the way in towards Temple. They didn't expect that whatsoever. Heroics from Perfecto. This is great, right behind the smoke as well. FaNg didn't have a chance. This is the crazy one coming through. Floppy hopping off that plant. I thought surely they were just going to get the bomb down and play the after situation, but didn't even get there. Didn't even get there whatsoever. 4-round lead for NaVi. Back to pistols for Complexity.
They need that one. I mean, if you're going to... look, they've won 2 deficit rounds, shall we say, 4 spies, ecos. NaVi's starting to get ahead of it and get the momentum. You win that one there and you turn it again, and you can really keep NaVi honest for the course of this game. So Junior waits inside of the smoke with the deagle in hand. They want the A site. No one even over toward B. Not a ton of aggression yet from NaVi to try and figure that out. You can see certainly that Headtrick covering off the Jaguar position as he has been. Simple aggressive already through Donut, but they're going to play the retake game with Bit holding off from the Donut mouth. He's got to go aggressively to find the first 2. He does. He's going to fall and find a third as well. So round pretty much over at that point with pistols and FaNg on 19 HP.
Yeah, not even a chance for a plant. NaVi's not going to let that go down. Good find from Bit coming through. FaNg does get 1 in return, but he's got nothing left to do after this. All 4 players remaining on NaVi have full HP. He's hoping just he can find 1 kill as they walk in towards Temple. Simple zoned in on this position, waiting for that peek. Electronic's going to find it from the bomb site boxes. 7-2. Complexity obviously in a lot of trouble, and obviously it was always going to be a tough match coming into this one, but especially now. The early exchange was great for Complexity when they were keeping NaVi's money low, but now that NaVi's stabilized and just built up a lot of cash, they're going to have all the nades they need round after round. It is now just so much harder for Complexity. And they still haven't really challenged in mid. We saw it in the second round. They kind of just marched out and marched along that back wall towards the B bomb site, but no real pressure towards Donut, no pressure towards the mid stairs. And timeout taken from Complexity to talk things over. Coach TC getting in their ear.
Big Bad Blade on the other side. What's with all the 2-letter abbreviated names in this team, Jason?
There's only 2, right?
Well, Junior, but he's spelled it out. I'll give him that.
Yeah, so it's not 2 letters.
Okay. You have won this argument, but I'll be back, okay?
It was a tough one. I had to employ all the tricks.
All right, I need a sidebar. I'll come back in a minute.
Simple pushing down mid. Oh, looking to pick one off. This might be what I've been looking for here. A bit of presence in middle for Complexity. Bit gets caught with the timing. Ooh, the flick from Simple doesn't land either. Good kills. 5-on-3, and Complexity must convert this into a win. Junior's still trying to find that angle. Oh, but what's up deep? Headtrick's ahead of it, but it's going to isolate him, and JT was ready for the fight. Could have been easily caught off by that. Haven't seen him get that aggressive in a while. Headtrick not late in the round. He has, obviously, when he and Perfecto pushed to catch off the double door position instead, but that time on his own. 3-man advantage. Oh, they've got to capitalize. You said it, Jason, but Electronic this time comes out and finds 2, and they realize there's no going back. They must fight forward toward the B site. They're going to rush it to try and get inside. Smoke's already down, flashing through it, though. They do not want to give them the time to get the bomb planted. It doesn't matter. It's gone down. Electronic needs an ace.
He's already got 3, and he's got nerve and aggression and a perfectly placed nade that bounces back onto Floppy. Little does he know he has stayed in behind the pillar, though. He's anticipating that he's moved, given that there was no peek on the nade. There was no scurrying of activity. And this is going to buy a bit of time, as Electronic wants to open the angle, and he might catch Floppy. He's got to make noise. You cannot be quiet in this situation. Oh, he had JT, and the damage was there on Floppy, but he could not find the kill.
Yeah, did he quick switch a little early? I maybe pulled out a nade or something like that, but that's a great peek off contact. Good job from Floppy, holding his nerve, putting trust in his teammate, and just not peeking from after that plant. He knew Electronic had him zoned in. That's a great round from Electronic to even make this doable, to even make it possible in a 2 versus 5. Quad kill, he said he needed the ace, almost got there.
I wonder if, I'd like to see, because if he did quick switch and he anticipated Floppy got to the ramp, maybe he was going to smoke and then try and cross.
Yeah, that's very possible. He might have thought that Floppy readjusted or changed his location. Maybe he thought he heard something. Maybe somebody called something out. 5 players from Complexity back to the B set piece. Utility being chucked out. Simple alone. Simple blinded and smoked off for the moment. Do they want to challenge him? They do indeed. He's going to get a tag. He's going to go down. Simple. A few misses early on, but that's huge. That's huge for Headtrick to slow things down. Oh, great damage to the smoke from the SMG as well. 3 on 3, but Headtrick's still alive in cave.
Can't spray it again that time because the pillar will defend him, and they've planted it so that it can't be seen as Electronic tries the same angle. That'll do damage nonetheless.
And Floppy thought that the spam was coming from Headtrick. That's why he peeks.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He would have expected it was the same position and same player, therefore. It's down to Junior. He's going to get a lineup. Oh, I thought he had the headshot lined up for Electronic. He's going to get the kill this time. He will get the defuse, so this round goes their way. We'll go 8-3. Poor Simple. He can see the gun barrel coming down the wall.
Yeah.
And he wants to peek, and then he's like, I'll just shoot. And then, just clips him through the edge of it, and then gets wrecked.
It's that little awkward movement. He was expecting a little bit of a wider pathing. This was the delay on the bomb plant, which...
the RNG on that last bullet.
which eventually just forces them into awkward situations. If they'd been able to get that plant, and actually the players who had pushed up and killed Simple were able to remain aggressive, that would have been a much more difficult retake. But NaVi, now with a 5-round lead. Still, Complexity, I mean, winning some 3 isolated rounds, just not able to ever get that second one. That second one that's going to allow them to move forward. Back towards the mid play. Right at Simple again, who does some damage with the P2K. FaNg and JT going to push up the stairs. Might even go right through the smoke, but great damage from Perfecto onto Grim. A kill on top of it as well. NaVi's starting to do a really, really good job of harass the initial map control from Complexity. Simple, that one's easy.
FaNg's a good name. I like that. Do you ever wear FaNgs on Halloween?
No.
Okay, well.
I did not.
Probably because you dressed up as Barney every year. Simple going to take down Junior. Electronic has the angle to cut off Grim as well, so this is looking good for NaVi once again. It is all on FaNg, and even though he sneaks through middle, Bit was ready for his position. 9-3 for NaVi.
Nine to 3, looking dominant, starting to look solid as well.
I always find it interesting, mouse pad placement. Electronic has the mouse right at the top because he pulls down obviously more than up, I guess is his thinking. But I always find it's like difficult if you have to flick upward and you just run on a pad. Like he has to lift and then push up.
I didn't pay attention to his mouse pad layout, but next time we get a team shot, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I like mine like pretty centered the whole time on my mouse pad.
Okay. Ooh, Molotov doesn't work, but the spray does. The blind spray does. Headtrick with the SMG, which is waiting in cave. JT's gonna challenge with the MAC-10, but couldn't find the timing for a great peek. Simple, just going for some style shots. Tony Hawk kind of shots.
Oh man, that guy's old now.
Floppy's gonna get the bomb planted in the default position, but can you really actually hold off this retake? M4 and MAC-10. There goes the first. Floppy.
Need to trade on that though, and hold the angle on it. I thought maybe Floppy was gonna be able to isolate that. We've seen crazier things. 10-3 NaVi. They're even gonna go pick up some util. Yeah, throw all those smokes. Make sure no one can get back in on the retake of the retake. There you go. There it is.
Okay.
Okay. It's a tough view because you're not really seeing his hand movement right now. But if you,
I know what you mean. I know.
if you see the wide shot again and he's in the freeze time, you'll see it's like he's like half of the mouse is almost dangling off the top of it. It's so bizarre to me.
Unless he's playing with a ring.
Look, like that's how close he plays, like, right to the edge of it. I don't like. For me, it's like, man, I want the whole mouse pad.
That would make me a little bit nervous, but maybe, I mean, yeah, maybe he just likes the comfort on his forearm.
Yeah, I mean, if his muscle memory is like lift then push up, as opposed to like.
Dude, I think it's crazy seeing people play with rings. I always used to annoy me. And
I don't wear any, so I can't relate. But yeah,
and watches, when I see players with watches on.
I don't mind mine because it's just a rubber strap. But yeah. But I get your point, because long sleeves used to bother me even.
I love
Tough hitting the mouse pad would bother me.
I like the long sleeves. Good talk. 10-3. Opening kill for Perfecto.
It is a neat talk. There's like all these little preferences. I think some of the pieces Chad's been doing about players doing like what they do for setup. It's completely irrelevant to the outcome of the game if you want to look at it that way, but it's also really interesting to know how different players have different, tendencies and to make themselves comfortable in these situations, and therefore it is relevant. So it depends on how you look at it, right? Ooh. This is nice. Oh, that is so fast from Simple to take Junior down. Lovely return shot from FaNg. But that boost was so perfect. And Simple's like, yeah, nah, see ya.
Yeah, there's no way. That's got to be so shocking when Junior dies there. He's got to be so. He's like, why is Simple watching for that? It was just a great flick. When he sees the replay, it's what are you supposed to do there? No fault of his own. Perfecto dodges the flash and comes in. Him and Head Trick with a headshot apiece. And FaNg is the last one left. They know he took down Simple in mid, so they'll be on notice. 40 seconds. Bomb obviously dropped over towards Cave. 1 versus 4. Yeah, I think the fun thing about those pieces is like every player has plays a little bit different, right? It's all about finding what makes you comfortable. And there's always been I mean, since time began, there's always been kind of that obsession of playing like some of the best players, and it doesn't always work for everyone. It's not one size fits all, Matt.
No, it's not. You find your own comfort level. It's the same thing. I'll say it to racing. One of the things I always say is like safety first, obviously. But if you get the correct safety gear, you're going to be more confident and therefore more comfortable in the car. And if you're more comfortable in the car, you're going to become faster because you're just going to be settled and not as on edge. And
yeah,
you always find comfort first, and then that becomes part of it.
It's just an elbow. It's just a little elbow.
It's crazy. That's such a silly shot.
Oh, utility and nades out. Simple. A couple shaky shots early for Simple, but now he's on point, just warming up into the game. Oh, that's beautiful. 11-8 for Simple. 18-5 for Electronic and 20-7 for Perfecto. This has been a clinic for NaVi here on Ancient Complexities map pick. Head Trick with a chance. Ooh, they spotted him. Molotov into his position. Flashbang out for mid. They wanted to set up that peak. They didn't call off the flashbang quick enough. It's all good. They know where the players are. 2 defenders in Donut, 1 in mid, 1 in B lane.
Simple. Oh, again. Having trouble firing up the walls on the left side. Not that that's so much of an eye peak problem because he was off the wall, but still. We saw that happen at the back lane on B as well. Good trade for Junior. He'll get bit down. Og for him to work with, and he's going to try and get to the site. Little does he know that, okay, he did see it late. There was a player inside of the Temple position, and Perfecto wins that exchange 12-3 at half, despite that no one won consecutive rounds until round 5, Jason. It was back and forth until NaVi got comfortable, and comfort is everything. We're going to get comfortable on this halftime break. We'll see you afterward.
Hey Future Pros! Taking mid as a T can open so many options while playing Ancient. Throwing mid smokes from spawn is quick, but also means you could be locked out if the CT's utility is on point. So these mid smokes I'll show you will be great for a slightly delayed mid take. For this mini execute you'll need 2 Future Pros, 2 smokes, and possibly a molly to be safe. Future Pro number 1. You'll be throwing the top mid smoke. To throw the smoke, position yourself so this wall meets the edge of this highlighted brick while crouched. Aim just below this dark spot on the edge of the shadow. Then jump out of the smoke. Not too hard, right? Future Pro number 2.
We get back underway in our final best of 3 of the day. And it is NaVi, of course, playing in this one against Complexity. And perhaps as you would have expected, it is NaVi 12-3 in the lead, although it didn't start off as straightforward as that scoreline suggests. It was back and forth until the economy fell out of favor for Complexity.
Yeah, I mean, not just the economy falling out of favor for them. Ooh, good shooting from FaNg. Double kill out of nowhere. Junior is trashed, and Simple takes down JT. Okay, well, that was quick. Nice little exchange. Yeah, it's not just the economy getting ruined for Complexity. It's more just NaVi getting all the tools and resources that they needed to just hold a dominant defense.
Smoke. Immediate plant inside of it on the perimeter of the site. Grim can't do anything about that, but he can absolutely get bit as he comes out from the temple. Electronic back at the big box has a teammate in the form of Simple, who now has to do it all himself, walking back out from long A, and they're going to get ever closer to the bomb. It continues to tick. It's halfway through its duration. The fact that there is a kit on floppy is certainly promising to the situation, more so with the smoke on top of it. Simple sees the first coming through, needs to find the second. I don't think he knows he has a kit. He doesn't. He has no idea. Thought he had time to go for the reload. He did not. And although he hits a lovely little shot afterwards, it's NaVi conceding the pistol to Complexity.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's a bummer. Nice little win for Complexity there. Defuse inside the smoke. Good kit. 12-4. See if there's a seesaw to open up this game as well. Ooh. Cool shot in the losing effort. Still an 8-round lead. No reason to be stressed. No reason to be frustrated. AK-47 on Simple. MAC-10s on Electronic and Headtrick and Bit. Simple going for a timing shot, but he's giving away the game. See what good that can do. Complexity pushing up. JT's gonna get one as well. There's some of the lighter weaponry down for the fight. Headtrick with another. Looking for backup, calling teammates in. This Complexity is pushing forward. They gotta be careful. Simple, it's his time to shine. He knows they have control of bomb. Good control onto the headshot. 1 versus 2, and Junior takes him down. So, Complexity, at least in the second half, get to string the first 2 rounds together and sustain and move forward with economic control.
Absolutely, they do. First time for them, they've won back-to-back rounds, considering the effort in the first half. But would you look at that, Jason? They still got Nike. I think we're in South America, not Australia, in this map.
Okay. Was there ever a question that we were in Australia?
Nah, just...
Okay.
My accent didn't make sense.
I don't mess with accents. I can't do accents.
I'm terrible at them. I'm really good at accents if they don't need context or any actual specific sound. I can make all kinds of weird noises out of my mouth. It's just can't hold a specific accent. And even if I do, I'll start as like Scottish and I'll end as Australian. And it's like, that made no sense either.
Okay, I see. So you just naturally morph back to Australia?
I just morph all the time, yeah. Yeah.
I like this. I'm excited to see what Headtrick can do. This is nice of NaVi. Give the rookie the hero AK-47. See what he can provide you.
Hi guys, Chad Burchill here. See, nailed it.
Yeah, that was incredible. That's exactly what he sounds like.
That's what I thought. Burchill the Beaver coming in for the TriCast.
The Beaver.
Set the smokes out through the lane, and Grim back inside of Temple is going to have to be ready for this take. As he fires in, he's got the kill on the M4. That drops the AK. Head Trick was the one that had it. They're giving it to the stand-in to try and get confident. Electronic goes confidently forward with the Deagle nonetheless, and that AK is picked up by Simple.
Problem is there's no utility. There's no smoke for NaVi, so they can't actually smoke off Donut and get this plant down. And there's just this roving band of complexity players. 3 of them just grouped up in mid and Donut right now.
Someone has to... Okay, that's exactly what I was going to say. Someone has to swing that angle to allow that plant to be on the edge. Look how long they took to make sure Electronic was as far back as he could be. So they actually do get the bomb down. They drop Simple. That's the AK again, but it's in reach for Bit, and he will pick it up. He's got to hold this together as Perfecto, still only with that Deagle, is going to be forced back down the long haul, and I don't think they realized JT with the flames burning beside. He couldn't hear it, had pushed up, and gets 2 on the M4, so Complexity find 3 in a row.
Bit was looking for the retake to begin from CT spawn before he addressed towards Donut. That's unfortunate. Perfecto couldn't get the call out quick enough, but the plant and a couple of kills is not bad with that AK-47. 12-6. Complexity rattling off 3 straight. Will it be enough to get a comeback started? Oh, okay. We'll give that to him. JT still leading the way for Complexity with 15 frags. It's Floppy up next with 12 and Grim at 10. Perfecto at 21, Electronic at 19. Timeout taken from NaVi. Yeah, you have a big lead. Yeah, you're massive favorites, obviously. But no reason to make this more difficult on yourselves.
No reason at all. You're absolutely right. So they cut the lead back down to half as it's 12-6. 12-3. Bomb waits this time back towards spawn. They're going to play it out on picks for NaVi, and starting out that process, Electronic gets toward the smoke in middle, but cannot find Floppy, who gets aggressive through the Jaguar position. Look at the double push, though. Floppy's going to come out here. JT's ready to go. They need a smoker support from Junior. No, they don't. JT just goes straight around the corner and gets 2 on his own, but Head Trick does the same in return. And poor old Floppy fell to the ground exactly as such. Lifeless and dead, Jason, is where I was going with that. Junior has to back off.
Yeah, but that's a great push from JT. He's provided a lot for Complexity in this game so far. 3 on 3. However, Grim's going to be held towards the B bomb site. FaNg able to grab 1. Head Trick, he needs another trade. He needs another one to go for it, and he just had too low of HP from the earlier battles. However, Bit's got some precision.
Oh. So does Junior. Today, Junior. This round right now. 4 in a row. No T rounds yet for NaVi as we get to a 12-7 scoreline.
That's spectacular from JT. I'm surprised to see it. It's great. Nice little push. He finds a good timing for it. Nice transfer over as well. Both teams having success kind of pushing down to these initial choke points on their CT sides. FaNg and Junior in the middle. JT and Floppy towards the B bomb site. NaVi buys up again. 4 rifles and a Tech 9. Molotov doing decent, actually doing incredible damage onto Electronic, and he couldn't set his feet quick enough. Head Trick again with a fantastic trade in that position, though.
Fast Floppy, unfortunately, gets taken down on that trade in that exchange. JT still just working out his positioning and trying to fire into a jumping target that was at the bottom of the ramp. That's Perfecto. Bit, meanwhile, already inside of A long, but that silly double hallway. He was unsure if anyone actually got behind him. He's going to play the cubby instead if anyone does get through. Meanwhile, Junior holds inside of the site. Kill in the meantime. Perfecto adds to the total. Make it 4 on a 3 with 57 seconds left to play. Bomb still waits back inside of the B stairwell as Perfecto will start once again to clear. No utility thrown just yet, but a smoke will land toward the first lane. Second one is just going to be a straight fight, a straight pick, and a tough one at that. We saw Perfecto, or rather we saw Bit, excuse me, get taken down so easily with the AWP in the last round. Flashes high in the sky. That's going to try and deter the position. But once again, that AWP holding the same angle. Doesn't quite have the headshot potential this time. He's holding them here. Bomb's in A. There's no one there. Perfecto alone has kept all 3 of Complexity's players on this side of the site, and that kill irrelevant.
Yeah, that's a bummer. And now the bomb's just going to be a free plant. Head trick. Smoking off towards CT spawn. Going to have to be a really nice retake attempt. They've got utility for it. 2 flashbangs, 2 smokes to play with on the complexity side to get into this bomb site. Good crossfire setup, though. Full temple control for NaVi. Bit and head trick. Both set up perfectly for any retake coming from this position. And is it ever coming into this position? Bit with the first. Surely another trade soon from head trick. A little bit of an off angle. FaNg getting harassed. Simple goes for the peak. One-on-one now. It's all on Junior. Head trick getting aggressive, and he almost grabbed the head. And back to the other choke point. Another defuse inside the smoke. No, it's a tap. I don't think he's got time for it, though. He's got to just stick it. He goes back for this stick. Oh, with the kit, it's huge. And head trick finds him.
Oh,
well done. Bomb's going to go off. Head trick won't save the weaponry, but NaVi gets their first round.
I thought head trick feigning that he'd gone backwards out of the totem entrance, the temple entrance, excuse me, and then went back into it. I thought he was just gonna walk around the smoke and just take the duel, but yeah, that got a little...
Yeah, a little spicy.
Should have been, potentially.
I was surprised to see Junior just not just stick it right at the get-go.
The interesting part of that as well is that even though NaVi just won their first round on this T side, they lost everyone, as you mentioned as well. Even Oral head trick going down. They don't have a ton of money, so they've got 2 Galils, 2 Mac-10s, and an AK in this round. Fast exchange in middle. We've got kills going either way. FaNg gets Simple. Electronic gets FaNg, and he will continue to push forward on the Mac-10.
Goes both ways, Matt. Complexity winning the first 4 rounds of the half. Also, as you could see from their buy, just not a whole lot of economy. Bit. Clearing left, clearing right. Grim is going to get caught.
Those up-close exchanges can be so awkward. They just slip and evade the crosshair, but Bit manages to get the kill, stays alive with 35. Justin Timberlake inside of the site with the deagle. Bomb going back, however. Electronic will anchor at Donut, can cut off rotations and lurk at this position. So once again, they've got an open site at B. Junior can beat them on the rotation, but it'll be a matter of a gamble at this point.
Yeah, this little like trickery has been a nice little switch up in tactics for NaVi. This time there's no pressure outside of those smokes that were dropped earlier. I think Complexity is just going to stick here. I think they almost kind of have to gamble it to a certain degree. Electronic showing his presence, wanted to go for the flank.
Doesn't matter because now he confirms there's still 2 over at that side of the map. They'll pick the pace up over here on B.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be, I don't even know if you have the resources to go for this retake. You might want the AWP. You might want to just keep that alive. You have a Mac-10, you got a deagle with low HP, and you have this op.
Well, the op's in the back lines for a reason. They're going to try and boost above. They got the first kill, and perhaps the biggest resource they need, Jason, was a set of kahunas, and they certainly have those with the first shot. They're going to try and push aggressively without anything else, but that is brave indeed, and Perfecto is ready. Wow, okay. How about them apples?
Nice. Good retake, good kills. Taking advantage, Junior getting that early pick with the AWP, that little swing around the corner. Was able to grab one before it even begins. So NaVi let another one slip away. It's not quite getting scary yet, but Complexity's hanging around and keeping themselves within striking distance, which is nice to see. Timeout taken from NaVi, their third. There's a lot of text on those papers. I want to know how often the players actually look down and read them. Like when they die, are they like just refreshing their memory?
Maybe it's actually just a copy of Dune, and they're trying to get through that bit by bit.
Oh, good banter. 5-round lead for NaVi.
Rotations. Junior ready for support flash toward middle, and that'll allow them up on top of the smoke. Grim, the one to lead the way there. Although they do a crossfire set, to be fair. Ooh, a bit of spam. Perfecto. Getting caught with that one. Nade's gonna go over top. And that also does fractional. Actually, I think it was the bullets again that caught Perfecto, but 82 HP, not the end of the worlds. Although that said, it does bring him within range of an M4's headshot.
Yes, indeed. See if that comes back to haunt him. JT gonna rotate off the B bomb site. Floppy and Grim putting Resources towards Cave. FaNg wants to get into the action. He goes up for a very forward peek. Very exposed check for intel. There's actually 3 players ready to battle in Cave. Hedrick, I don't think he wants to peek this. Bomb is going to the other side of the map, though. Electronic and Simple lurking in middle. 37 seconds on the clock. And they're going to probe forward. Hedrick making sure no aggression at the B bomb site is going to figure out exactly what's happening. 26 seconds now. Split towards the A bomb site. FaNg is watching for this in CT spawn. That smoke is going to block everything off. Hedrick goes 1 for 1. Now FaNg off angle, but Electronic snaps over. That's beautiful. Junior needs so much more, but he's got to come back. He's got to check his own flank. And now the smoke that NaVi used to get into the A bomb site is blocking off the rotations. And it's a 2-on-2 in the post plant. Electronic with 7 HP.
7 HP, but Perfecto along beside. Electronic goes to the AWP. Given that situation, just wants to hit the shot. Can see the gun barrel, but good patience. Knows now exactly where he's going to be peeked from. The matter of time is the question. Tries to fire into a flash that was set with his name on it. And JT not only gets an easy shot at him, but nails Perfecto. Complexity's showing a little bit of skill in this game.
Yeah, well, Complexity's having great retakes. I don't know if I'd call them like great. Some of them have been great, obviously. The results are great. Some of them feel, I mean, as they always do when you have such a huge favorite like NaVi, like they're kind of just a little bit lackluster, but these are great shots from JT coming into the retake. We've said that a number of times in this game. 21-19, he might have to become a win condition for Complexity moving forward. 4-round lead. It's been cut real low, and Complexity is going to take a time. Focused as the mood probably starts to swing a bit more positive than it's been throughout most of this map.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see some emotion on the Complexity side. They're going to call for traction control again to take the helm. That's TC, Jason.
Nice.
I usually shut that off, but you know, in these situations, when it's a bit of a slippery slope, maybe you want it on.
Oh yeah, all the way on.
No, off. But anyway.
13-9. Let's see what NaVi's got. Some trickery early on. They've gotten a lot. I mean, you want to talk about, we just kind of mentioned the retakes. NaVi's had 4 plants. All 4 of them have been successful retakes for Complexity. Playing these scenarios so well. JT with the hot hand relegated to an SMG. NaVi gonna march forward with 3 players towards the A bomb site. It's Grim there. Grim with an op. I'm very curious. I don't think I ever saw him with an op in Liquid. Opening kill for Electronic. Grim's got 1. He was blinded. Readjusts to a new position.
Shot out. He's got success with it. Nearly got aggressive and found a third. Sparring off with Simple, but the second AWP will take that man down as Simple is found through the lane, and it's all on Perfecto. And a 1-on-3. Complexity are looking like they could take this if they're not careful. Perfecto with 2, but Floppy stands up and gets tall to take down the final kill.
There it is. Grim gets 2 with the op. Well done at the A bomb site. They did not expect that whatsoever. Some nice kills at the end, even though Perfecto almost brought it back. Good shooting from Grim. That one blind. Bit just comes right into it. This was a nice shot, nice and easy. This one was maybe a bit ambitious, the third one. However, you're exactly right. They're starting to make this scary. They're starting to make this very weird, especially NaVi's going to buy back up into this 4 AKs and a Galil, but real low in nades. They've got 2 smokes and a Molotov. I think they had one earlier as well, a third one, but that's already been used, and opening kills go the way of Complexity's defense. 5-on-3 for the CT side.
Perfecto waiting to find an entry. Grim gonna hold. Shadow shows, but still he didn't respond, so Bit gets the advantage on Grim there.
This kill's huge. It's everything. FaNg versus Hedrick.
Flamey's not here.
I know. Got lured into it. Head trick. Oh, he's so low. Oh, he's giving up the footsteps. He's giving up the footsteps. He doesn't clear it all the way. That's huge because FaNg has no health to get any kind of a heads-up duel. What a massive win. But Bit's still alive. FaNg has to keep making himself a small target. How do you get this bomb planted? You've got no nades.
They've had a lot of trouble trying to contain that donut hallway. I mean, they've not really put a lot of effort into middle either to try and take it that direction. Bit's going to get aggressive, knowing that he can still be shot out from that side angle. Perfecto gives him a bit of help, but JT gets the shot in return as they try and swing, and Perfecto, 25 seconds in a 1 versus 2. Knows where one of them was, and likely still is, but this is... Ooh, I thought he was going to push all the way through that.
I think he's just running out of time. He just doesn't have a whole lot of options left to him now because of the clock. He needs to go clear this player out. Off angle, he's got it. Plant goes down. Low HP versus low HP and Perfecto. There's the bomb. FaNg knows where he is. He's giving away his position, and he's got it anyways. Low health and donut the whole time. FaNg comes out with the win at the end.
And head trick, you're absolutely right. Did not clear far enough. And with the game starting to get a little bit awkward, you wonder, is this where Boomich would have his presence felt?
You know, I think almost like any other team than NaVi having like, you know, Boomich coming out. Yeah, I think that'd be a huge point of conversation. But I mean, we just talk about it as a stand-in. But yeah, IGL is missing, and you're having troubles on your T side.
You hate to see it, or you love to see it if you're North American. FaNg is having a great game now.
I mean, look, you got to be loving it. I'm happy to see it as well. T side was still a little bit lackluster, but it's good to see them stepping up and not only having a good performance here on the CT side, but making a huge comeback, which you don't normally see out of the younger North American teams.
Junior staring down the position, fired preemptively against the flash, and just barely missed the opportunity for an opening kill. Flashes up, second one as well. Couldn't quite land, but Floppy gets the information. He fires away. Stepping out, he'll find a second as well as head trick falls, and Simple's actually going to back off that one with 18 HP. Meanwhile, Electronic trying to find another access point on the map is going to be found by Grim. It's all complexity, man. All complexity. We're going to have a 13-12 game, and they have control of the economy.
Yeah, they have control of everything. This is such a huge win if all 5 players are going to survive, because you're exactly right. They have control of the economy, but their money being built up isn't good. So this is finally a round that's going to allow them to breathe a little bit deeper. I think Floppy's even on the hunt. This is a bit relentless. What an incredible turn of fortunes. Floppy can clear T-spawn, find an easy kill from behind. Simple goes down towards the end of the round.
Wow, I'm impressed. This was a 12-3 half.
Yeah, this one really kind of snuck up on me. I almost like didn't believe it until just now.
And now,
yeah,
I'm starting to believe, Jason.
I know.
Complexity's blowing my mind.
Yes, they are.
Shout out to Alex.
This is crazy. I don't know where the NaVi went in the first half, because they were the ones. I mean, Complexity and NaVi are both just doing the same thing to each other on these CT sides. Just surprised to see it fade so far away. Half buy for NaVi. Tech 9s, Deagles, and a Mac 10. Molotov is out. Electronic gonna jump right in towards Cave with the cover of fire. 3 players to defend here for Complexity at the moment.
Passing around the utility so as they can strengthen their defensive position. Oh, Bit. Oh, my goodness. Love to see those from his position. Just 2 stunning shots. Junior's going to have to do the better in return. Now, fortunately for him, the Molotov extinguishes in the air. It does not land, and therefore he can still take a stance with the AWP at the lane. He's going to hold in the corner for now, though, knowing well that they are in position and staring him down. What a scary position to find himself in. Even smokes himself off, but he's not going to move. That's the interesting thing. So even though he is, okay, now he's going to push out of there. I thought he was going to try and maybe just go quiet and hope that maybe they forget the angle and he gets a chance to catch one of them off when that smoke dissipates. But instead they want to save Jason, so forget the economic advantage. They're out of there.
Yeah, that money's still a little bit busted, even with the extra bonus from how 5 players surviving in the previous round. What a way for it to happen as well. Double kill from Bit with the Deagle as they push down B ramp. And that play, that push, has worked so well for Complexity a number of times throughout this half. This time, it betrays them. It's their downfall. NaVi would love to take all these weapons. Remember, it was a half buy for NaVi in this round, so their money is all of a sudden, they're flush with cash. Don't push forward to take any more guns away. There are the shots. That's the first one. The second one as well. Junior under so much pressure in that corner. He has to drop a smoke. You're exactly right, to escape, and it's the exact smoke that NaVi would have liked to have had in that position anyway, so it helps them out as well. Round 27 coming in, and we're going to time out from Complexity as they want to talk things over. They came all the way back, got it to within 1 round away, and NaVi wins the second round in this second half.
Heartbreaking and agonizingly close, but a good showing. Individual skill was certainly apparent. FaNg winning a number of duels. 22 kills for JT. He leads the way.
Here we go. Even for JT, 22 and 22. Electronic tucking out a little bit of utility in middle. Now that's a bit of a miracle round for NaVi from Bit. Apologies for that. That's still nothing that they can go back to and feel like they figured it out. That's still nothing that gives them the indication of where the weakness in that defense is. That's just like, thank God someone's providing an opening.
Yeah, that's crosshair placement that just works out, you know? That's a sigh of relief.
The Deagle that works out as well. The cruel mistress.
Oh God, I hate the Deagle. I forced myself to DM with it today, Jason.
How was that for you?
I hated my life.
Yeah.
Didn't take me long to pick up a gun again.
Tough off angle to deal with Grim. Oh, but Bit knows exactly what it is. He peeks right into it. Electronic with another one. Even spots Junior in mid as well, so the call is there. Now the bomb is tracking a little bit late towards this bomb site. Simple makes himself small, makes himself invisible. JT gonna push in. He's gonna go down.
Oh, you love it. You love to see it. He knows he's got 2. Absolutely simple. That's what we expect from him, and it's all on floppy. 1 on 5. He will at least get simple down. He follows up to get electronic. Hang on, little life in this man.
He's had a 1v5 before.
He's gonna have to flop like a fish out of water that's desperate in this situation because he needs an ace in a 1 on 5. Perfecto. Mike got off by it, not expecting him to go back around. He does hold the angle and hold his nerve. 15 to 12, and NaVi find map point. Simple looking happy for a change in this game because things haven't been super happy since the first half.
Well, also, I mean, you know, I guess you kind of got to smile too because this game has kind of gotten out of control for NaVi in the sense that there's a few over peaks. We saw it yesterday against EG as well. We touched on it a number of times. A little bit of overconfidence from the NaVi side in certain situations. We saw it again here in this second half as well. And I think you just put a smile on your face that you've just strung 2 together. Now, the unfortunate thing is this comeback's been so impressive for Complexity, but their economy was just not in a good place at the end despite everything, despite 5 rounds in a row. In those 5 rounds, they survived with 2 players, 1 player, and then the round with 5 players surviving. Just not able to build enough cash to survive 2 losses straight. And the comeback might come to an end in a round where they barely have anything to fight with. Excuse me, I take it back. FaNg has got a headshot on Electronic with the Deagle. It's 3 Deags and 2 scouts for Complexity in round 28. 3 chances for NaVi to close out map 1, get a deep exhale, and move on to the next map.
So, yes, girl.
Yeah?
We'll just absolutely smoked him.
Didn't even shoot a second bullet. He knew it.
Yep, that's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, just got to shake your head if you're floppy. But he's got to sit and watch his teammates try and salvage this round and keep them alive in this game. Good kill from FaNg. Great trade from Head Trick coming from the other angle. FaNg having to get aggressive to get that AK-47. Bomb dropped way back in middle. NaVi still spread across the map. There's 30 seconds left on the clock, and Complexity's going to gamble. or perhaps not gamble, perhaps they have a little bit of a read. But 2 players at this site, 1 player with the lean. That's a huge kill from Grim. Up top. Oh, another one. He follows it up with the Deagle. 3 kills from the Complexity Deagles. And Simple, there's not even time to win this round, even if he wanted to, so he's just going to save the AK-47. We're not done yet. We're going to round 29. 2 more chances for NaVi.
Sick for Grim. That could have been a lovely round for him as he gets both. It could have easily gone the other way, but you are on to something here, Jason. We might still have an overtime situation here.
Yeah, this is great. Complexity just stepping up and stepping up to the task one more time. Lovely stuff. Fine Deagle work from the American squad, and a timeout taken again. This is the 4th one for Complexity. I believe NaVi still have 1 remaining. Probably trying not to use that, although maybe we see it in the next round. Op in the hands of Simple, AK on Electronic and Head Trick, and Bit. Perfecto's going to have one as well, so full buy for the NaVi attacking side. Solid buy for Complexity. Junior's still stuck on just a scout instead of that AWP.
We're certainly being AWP out for Simple as we take a peek at it on his back. A brick of C4 with him as well. And they'll head over toward B in the initial part of the round, with the exception of 1 player, and that, of course, being Electronic, who's holding outside of the elbow position. I'll turn to mid. Boost for Simple. Waiting for the flash. Peeks behind it. Oh, he had the lineup. He actually gets tagged. He just couldn't quite hit the shot. Nate as well. That would absolutely have taken him down, but smartly he got out of there. JT now holds inside of the cave with Head Trick and Perfecto heading in that direction. Flashes out. He's got the off angle, but Head Trick wins the duel. Little do they know that Floppy was there as well. He sprays them both down, and here comes FaNg popping out of the closet and into the middle position to take another kill.
Oh, FaNg's done great in middle. Famos winning the duel against Electronics AK-47. Bit, it's his turn now. And they do have that scout holding the angle. Oh, not anymore. Simple takes his head clean off. And you mentioned he has that brick of C4. He's going to get it planted just now as Bit pushes forward to hold the angle. Another retake, but Complexity has been stellar in this scenario. They've only failed a retake once out of 6 tries.
2 from Cave and 1 to push the smoke. They might catch out Electronic here. He's got to be so careful. Simple gets tagged again. He goes down to 4. I don't think Bit's aware. I said Electronic, excuse me. I was going to say, I don't think he's aware of the player to his right, but he made too much noise, gave him too much time, and it's really about this AK right now. They're going to try and face it down, and Bit's going to close the round. 16 rounds for NaVi, and maybe a bit more tense than they would have expected against Complexity.
Absolutely, but the huge impact from Bit was incredible. Either way, I think we're going to have, Matt, your favorite, I think we're going to get Heku with an interview.
Yeah, you are getting to do the fun ones. I mean...